Busy opening a drink with a drunk ass. Already showed up here drunk.
She's more than ready to not drink alone.
You know? Welcome to my kitchen and to the first episode of Not Drinking Alone, the reboot. I tried doing this before, but I think my biggest mistake was that I was actually drinking alone, so that kind of fucked the whole thing up. But we're back with a brand new show with guests and our producer, what's that word? Someone?
Producer.
With our producer, Nashay. Nashay, say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, so we'll be in my kitchen, drinking, getting buzzed, talking to people, talking about shit, and this is Not Drinking Alone. My name is Runako. And I'll be here with some friends having a good time. We recently had a kind of fucked up typhoon for Tokyo, I think, in Japan. Some places are still underwater. Mostly people are okay. There were a few deaths, so sending out good energy or maybe money if you have money. That's probably more useful than energy. I have no money, so energy it is. To anyone who might still be struggling from the effects of the typhoon, we hope everyone's okay. So yeah, today we have a guest. And I've prepared an intro for our guest. And everyone's anticipating it. So let's get into it. Let's welcome our guest, Don. Y ahora, nuestro invitado es Fernando Echavarria, también conocido como Metagame. Él es conocido como DJ, como músico, como fanático de videojuegos y como cool guy. Bienvenido, Fernando. Welcome.
Did it work?
Did it work?
Okay,
Did it look
cool.
good? Did it look good?
This is me officially in the frame now.
Yeah, you are.
Okay,
You did a really good job. I told Fernando to be quiet, and I've never heard him be quiet so well before.
Well, I mean, you were in it, man. Like you were. I respect people who kind of go into like the whole hosting things. I've done it too, so it's kind of like. When people, you can tell when someone's natural at it, I guess.
Oh.
So I was like, hey.
You're on here
I was like, it's my
flattering.
boy Runako. He's fucking holding it down.
Flattering me and shit. All right, so yeah, let's get drinks
All right, drinks.
in order.
All right, cool.
Fernando has not eaten much for the day, so this should be fun.
And I was drunk last night.
Who wasn't?
Hey.
So we're starting with Strong Zero. We're keeping it seasonal with their Asian pear flavor.
I thought you were going to say, we're keeping it classy.
We are not.
No,
Strong
no.
is not a classy drink, but it's 9% alcohol, and all of their flavors taste super chemically. So enjoy yourself some Strong.
9% alcohol, 91% depression. Darkness.
Don't bring that shit in my house.
Listen.
Don't bring your dark shit
It was
in
already
here.
in here, bro.
Alright? Because it's true. It was in here, but now we're not drinking alone anymore. So we're having a good time.
Cheers.
Cheers to proper alcoholism with
And
good
with
friends.
That shit goes down like soda, man.
It's like bad soda.
You know you got a problem when it's going down like soda.
I don't know.
But
We're
the
drinking
the
more though. It's not that bad.
The flavor
It's
is not that bad. The flavor is not that
it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It's just you can tell that you can taste the chemicals. Like
That's what I said. It's real chemically.
It's like like when you have like a sugar-free, like a Diet Coke.
Yeah.
I mean, and like a Coke, right? This is like the Diet Coke of like alcoholic drinks. I feel in terms of like with Diet Coke, you can taste the saccharin or the aspartame.
I don't know what those words mean, but okay.
Like the fake sugar.
Okay.
Right. So here it's like tasting like the fake alcohol. I feel like like
the fake flavoring,
synthesized alcohol.
But you know what? It's not bad, and that's our review, ladies and gentlemen. Get yourself a Strong Zero pear flavor. It's not bad.
That's my boy Runako hoping for sponsorship.
So Fernando, I introduced you in Spanish. Tell the people a little bit about what you do out here in Japan and what you're about, while I top us off.
Oh God. So that's already one can. Fuck. So yeah, my name is Fernando. Well, okay. Full name Fernando Andre Echavarria Marte.
Where'd you get that name from?
Well, I mean, in Spanish culture, we always. Like,
are you from Spain? Just
no.
say where you're from, so I have to tell the
Okay, right. Wait. Yeah, let me just. Okay, I'm originally from Dominican Republic. born and then raised in Miami, Florida. That's why I don't.
Which is kind of the same as the Republic.
Miami, Florida is, people call it North Cuba.
Yeah,
not so much. Yeah,
you're not that far.
But hence why I don't have the accent, I guess.
Okay.
I have strong ties to Dominican Republic because I always would go back like every summer. My family made sure that I always kind of stayed intact there.
Nice.
I appreciate that actually. Thinking about it later, but I always enjoyed going back. For me, it was always like
a vacation.
Yeah, it was like, oh man, I see my family, my cousins, and all that stuff.
But I think that's one of the reasons me and you vibe so well, though, is because like you, compared to I think everyone else here, a lot of people have Caribbean roots, but they like spent most of their life in the States.
Yeah.
Whereas like you and I both have a lot of Caribbean.
It hit me later. I mean, that's another topic that we can explore more later. But yeah, it hit me later when I was older that early exposure to like a developing nation that is Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
You see things and you compare them to what I see in Miami to totally like just different worlds. It's like, you know, day and night kind of things. So having that perspective growing up early, I kind of just shifted everything for me. But so yeah, I've been living in Japan for 8 years now. Yeah, turned 8th year this past July. Oh, thank you. 2 more years and we're going for that PR, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're shooting for that. Of course, I started here doing the whole English teaching thing, and I just recently threw in the towel with that. Just like, not throwing the towel, more like I said I'm done. But it's kind of like I'm done, but then I'm back in this like it's like you're starting again with another foot. Like it's like, you know.
I get it though, because like I feel that way, but at the same time, at this point, I've invested so much of my time like teaching English, and it's a skill that I have. It's not like a lot of people feel like it's a job that anyone can do, and to some level, anyone can do it, but not anyone can do it well.
Anyone can start.
Yeah,
anyone can start, but like continuing it and being effective.
Yeah.
It requires like a mindset where like, okay, teaching English requires a skill set that I may have or may not have, and I need to recognize what I bring to the table or not. You know?
And I think there's also a very specific set of understanding when it comes to like Japanese, English, and that gap, and all of these words that they've learned that they just really don't know the correct translation because they learned like a Japanese English version. Because for the life of me, if any Japanese person who can understand English is listening to this, please stop translating the word koibito as lover. It's very gross. They just won't stop. They're trying to say boyfriend or girlfriend, and they just keep saying lover. Like, I'm trying to find a lover. And what do you do if your lover doesn't answer your messages? And I'm like, no, stop saying it. That word is a gross word.
Distant lover.
I feel like lover is the kind of word that you hear and you feel like something wet's on the back of your neck.
Slap.
That's a sensation that lover gives me. It's a gross ass fucking word.
I don't have like that much.
Lover and moist are in the same kind of.
Okay,
very specific word.
Lover, I feel, is also a very.
I wouldn't put moist in the same category as lover.
Both of them are about fucking.
Moist? I mean, I can see the correlation.
If it isn't, you're doing something wrong, my friend.
No, I can see the correlation, but you don't automatically think like, oh, moist. Like, I mean, okay, you do.
No,
thank you. The more you say it, the more you hear it, right?
But what were we on? Okay, so not drinking alone.
You're not drinking alone.
So right. So like, yeah, I stopped teaching English. So now I am. My day job is graphic design.
Nice.
I've been a musician all my life, so it's recently it's turned less of a hobby, more of
como músico.
Como músico. It's turning into a vocation, little by little.
Okay.
There's never like a straight path when it comes to those kind of things. Any medium, pretty much, like you throw something at me, I'll figure it out. And that's how it's been for me for a minute. And yes, I love video games.
Fanático, then.
Fanático. I'm a fanatic. My mom. It's funny. My mother, when I was growing up, she'd always give me shit about like keeping myself like locked up in my room playing games or whatever. And then now, like, she's seen what I've become and like moving to Japan, and I guess that was like the seeds being sowed of my interest in Japan.
Yeah.
And she's like now my mom will say things like...
Same for me and liking Asian girls.
Well, yeah.
I should not have said that.
We're not even drunk yet. It's like
You endorse this message?
Yeah, no, it's like, but no, it's funny because like the typical stereotype I'd say is foreign men who come to Japan. For the Japanese girls.
Yeah.
But I came because initially it was like contemporary, like interest in contemporary Japanese culture. But then it just became like when I saw like my first temple out in Kyoto and like just the way that it's just kind of part of regular everyday life. Like, man, this temple's been here for like X thousands of years and people are just like, yeah, chilling. Like, I love that. I think that's really dope. I like nature. Miami, we don't have mountains. So like I live near, like right next to a mountain.
A lot of cocaine. Mountains are coke.
Yeah, there's cocaine, but there's drugs. But it's all swamp in Miami. Swamp and beach. Where it's not beach, it's swamp. So, yeah, it's essence what Miami is. If it's not beach, it's swamp.
Oh, you should work for the Miami Tourism Board. It sounds like you really got that.
Nah, man.
Got some waves of gators.
I have a love-hate relationship with Miami. I love Miami, but Miami didn't love me back. That's how I always say it. Like, I love Miami.
Okay,
I love Miami. Like, my people there, my friends, the culture, as ignorant as sometimes it is. But, yeah, it was just... when I left, but whenever I go back, it still feels like home.
Yeah, home is home. Home is home, and that never changes. That never changes. We were talking about, you and I had an interesting conversation the other day. We were talking about getting caught with a stray shot, and I'll get back into the reason why I sent you that message in a little bit. But you told me that you've never been hit with your response was I messaged you and I asked you, have you ever been hit with a stray bullet? And you said you've never been hit with a stray bullet, but someone has shot at you before.
Yeah.
What was that about?
It was in DR. It was more like we were just in like it was like me and my cousins. Mm-hmm. I was like 12 or something, and it was just like we were it was like we were just being loud, and the guy just came out with like a shotgun, shot in our direction. I don't think he was trying to aim for us, though. Not the best way to get somebody's attention, honestly. But then again, it's DR.
How does he holler at girls? He just throw a knife at them.
Jesus, I can't imagine.
I think we going with that fine ass and just throw a shuriken.
But it was like really random because it wasn't like first it was a shotgun, so we weren't within like fire range. At all. It was more like he was just shooting. He could have been shooting blanks for all we know, honestly. But
sounds like somebody who's shooting blanks to be that upset. Yeah. To be that upset, sounds like he's shooting blanks in more than one place.
So it was an eye opener. It was an eye opener, and but then like I didn't grow up with guns. You know how like boys, like your parents will buy you like toy guns and stuff.
Yeah.
My mother never. Like, the most she would do is maybe a bow and arrow.
Yeah, my parents were kind of anti the whole, giving kids guns to play with as a toy thing.
And even, like, weapons in general, my parents didn't really buy me, like, ninja stars or ninja swords and things like that. So whenever, like, the topic of guns comes along, like, both my sister and my mother have been held at gunpoint, like, mugged at gunpoint. And I've never really run that risk being, like, a tall black guy in Miami. But, things that have happened to my mother and my sister, I do acknowledge that, for example, them carrying a gun is probably a good thing. Just the how the state of things are, like in DR and But for me, I mean, I feel like I'd probably hurt myself quicker than I'd hurt somebody else with the gun. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a type of person, like, I'm not good with details. I feel like make sure the safety's off or the safety's on.
I'd leave it home more than anything else.
Yeah, probably. Like, it's kind of like, I feel like some dumb shit would happen, and like, it just falls out of my pocket. Oh shit! Boom! Someone gets shot because like it just,
Yeah, don't get a gun. Don't get a gun.
Yeah, no,
if that's the way you feel, trust your feelings.
No, I do. I don't like whenever I've held guns before. I just think like I hold it like palm open like that, like like not even how there's like proper gun etiquette, like you hold the gun and you keep your finger off the trigger. I just had the gun like that, like on my, and you feel like this. It's funny because like the weight of the metal, you feel this weight. It's just like, man, it feels heavier than it actually is. That's what my thing with guns is.
Deep in your soul.
Yeah, it's just like, fuck, man, this is a burden. I don't want this.
Okay, fair. But on to the reason I sent you that message. So it wasn't actually about guns. It was because I was swiping on a dating app. And a girl had you in her picture with another girl.
That's what it was. I didn't get the slang. Yeah.
So no, it was kind of a setup. If you ever been hit with a stray, and I'm like, is this good for you? How do you feel about that? Because I feel like do you feel comfortable being not just in that person's picture on their dating profile, but you're there with a girl who you're no longer even involved with, right? Mm-hmm. Is that a problem for you?
I feel like it's probably more of a problem for my ex than me. Because
if guys are swiping, if she's on the app too.
Right, exactly. Like for me, I mean, I'm already off the app.
Yeah.
Right? The app
I'm not.
Tinder.
No matter what, no, Bumble. It was Bumble.
Oh, really?
No matter what the app
I was
is,
on Tinder.
You can find me there. I'll be on it. Swipe on me, even if you don't want to talk to me.
Is
Sometimes my self-esteem takes a few hits because a lot of people don't swipe back on me. So just give me some swipes. We don't need to talk. I'll probably not talk to you. Just give me some swipes. That'd be cool.
Wait, is it possible to just search for someone specifically on Bumble?
No, you can't.
Because I know you can if somebody runs into you on Tinder, they can get your profile ID and send it to somebody else. Like, I found somebody that might match with you, and then you send it to a friend.
Oh, okay.
You can share it to friends, but I don't know
if you can do that. I don't know. But like, what do you think about the etiquette of that in general? Because I also have a picture with a friend in it, but that picture was from his wedding.
Okay.
And he's married now, so he's not supposed to be doing shit anyway on sites. But then I also see a lot of people, like, when they put up pictures with other people's face on it, they blur everything out. What do you think is the etiquette on that? Like,
I feel that makes logical sense. I think doing that whole, like, guessing who it is in the picture is kind of like, I mean, okay.
No, but it's like my third picture. You know who I am at that point. Everyone else in my picture is Japanese. Okay. It's like my third picture in. I just, like, wonder if, like, it's that, like, how do people feel about that? Like, do they feel gross that they're in a picture on your dating profile?
No one's ever, you're the first person to, and I found, like, oh shit, like, okay. I mean, I guess it wasn't a super compromising picture.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I can, with things that, I feel like when something's on the internet and it just never comes off, it just doesn't. It stays in perpetuity. I've thought of things that have been caught on camera, like me saying some drunk things. Like there's this one video, I don't know where it is, somewhere, of me like my first or second year in Japan, and like I've seen the video. I was like, yeah, okay, I was saying some cringy things, but I was also drunk, and everybody else was there drunk, but that's not like the disclaimer of the video.
Yeah.
So I guess in that sense, like, yeah, like it kind of sucks. Even though like the guy who was filming the video, we told him it was okay. I didn't have the foresight to like, now I have the hindsight.
So I mean, if you saw that video like on someone else's profile, it'd be problematic for you.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it was my mistake.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, I mean, I said it. I was there.
But I mean, more not just the internet in general. I'm just wondering, like, what do people think is the etiquette for dating site profiles? Like, if you are my friend and you're not even doing anything sketch, do you mind if you're in a picture with me on the dating profile?
I mean, personally, me, no.
That's
but I can see how some people are about their privacy. Like Japanese people, I find it's more common with Japanese people.
Yeah. They blur everyone else.
They blur everyone else and stuff. Where I feel like if it was like a Westerner, they'd be like, "Why are you blurring me out? Like you think I'm ugly or some shit?"
But I feel that's kind of true. I never even thought about that. Yeah. If you do that to a girl, she might be like,
"Yeah, exactly." I feel like they'd be like they would feel like personally attacked or some shit. No,
like your friendship ended.
Oh, so I'm not good enough to appear in your pictures. I see how it is. Like fuck, like.
No, but I don't know. I don't know what's the correct move there. Because I think about it with the picture that I have up with my friend from his wedding. I don't have many pictures when I'm like dressed in suits and stuff because I'm usually just going to work and coming back home.
Right.
So that's one. Like, that's the only wedding I've been to like in years. So I have that picture, and I'm like, I wonder if he'd feel away. But then also I feel there's a real sketch feeling when you blur people's faces. For me, when I see like a thing with just blurred faces, it's not even that the person's doing something wrong. It's just that mentally it registers a little bit weird for me.
Yeah, we don't come from that culture. Everyone like in the West, specifically the Caribbean, everyone wants to glow up. Everybody's got to show off the shit. Like everybody, and even in the worst angles, the most potato-like resolution and shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, like when you took that picture.
Some potato-like.
Yeah, you get pictures that look like fucking potato resolution, like straight up, like it just looks like potato. Like okay, like when you have that, you know what I'm talking about? Like you have a resolution on your camera phone it feels like you took the picture like on a Motorola Razr or some shit.
That's still real blocky, like an old phone.
Yeah.
I've seen those
there are
before.
people who have like there are
I've seen those
smartphones that
before.
have those, and you see that all the time, like on Facebook, especially like my friends of friends, like in
Facebook is
DR.
for people who don't know how to use the internet. Go.
I feel like right, but then you also see it on Tinder, like and like you don't see it so much on Instagram. I'd say on Instagram.
On Instagram now, because on
unless
Instagram
it's
you're there
memes.
to flex.
Like
Instagram,
but
to flex.
memes are typically like potato resolution sometimes.
I don't. My feeling about the thing is that I feel like there's a kind of social construct that you're entering. That's why I don't like people who don't show their faces on those apps and that kind of thing. I feel like you're entering some kind of social construct and this social agreement that we have, because I'm showing you my face, and that's why you're there. You would not be. People who hide their faces on those apps would not be on the apps if everyone had pictures like theirs.
Right. Okay.
So you're participating, but you're not.
Yeah, I mean the app doesn't work if nobody's showing their face.
That's what I'm saying. So this idea that you're above, and then I hear people asking questions like, why do I need to show my face? Okay, but like, how would you feel if everyone did what you were doing? You wouldn't particularly be interested. So
right,
participate.
The app wouldn't serve a purpose for
Don't
that.
hate.
For that is just like go to a bar, like for real. Like don't like you're
Exactly.
it's like you're trying to come out of your comfort zone, but you're doing it in like the babyest of steps.
Exactly.
Like it's more like just rip off that band-aid already.
Even though our producer has been telling me that apps are, I should not be using apps. I should be just going and meeting the real people. But
I prefer
I'm tired
the real
in real
people.
life most times, and people are tired. In
You know what on my highest like when I was the most active on Tinder.
In your hoeing.
Yeah, in my hoeings. What is it, HEAUX? Ho. The more classic kind of hoe fancy. When I was hoeing around, one of the things that drove me bananas like, in terms of anxiety was like just logistically planning dates, especially like if let's say if it's with like a Japanese person or just actually I feel like just the culture of Japan, whether even you're foreigner or Japanese, kind of just makes everybody really busy. So you have to block off your days by hour. Like you have to like I'm meeting such and such person from 1 to 5.
And I refuse.
You know what I mean? And so like there's like with some of the people that I matched on Tinder, you'd get these like okay, yeah, we can meet, but only within this certain time block. And I'm just like, oh god, like it's
That's because she got some other mans lined up.
I mean, maybe. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't.
These girls is nasty in these streets.
I don't.
Just, producer, you're laughing and holding on to the thing and shaking the entire camera. Still doing it. Our producer / director / camera person is drunk and showed up to work drunk, by the way. And that's the level of professionalism we want and respect here at Not Drinking Alone.
Hey.
Speaking of which, polish off that drink, Fernando, so I can introduce our next selection for the night. It's called Cheyenne Moscato. Cheyenne Moscato. I don't know what the Cheyenne means, but Moscato is just Moscato. This is probably also going to taste very chemically. It's
gonna take like
it's 4% alcohol, which is less than 50% than of the last one. So I'm really trying to help everyone out here tonight because I'm a kind guy like that.
Okay.
Let's. Ma'am, can you just stay behind the camera and
you
lower
have
your voice?
You have a golden heart. Yes, you are.
Thank you. My mother always says, "What a kind boy you are."
There's like is
That is a lie. My mother has literally never said that to me in my life.
You know that trope, like an ass with a heart of gold or something like that. It's like
The ass with a heart of gold.
Yeah,
I find that most people with heart of gold are wrapped in ass meat. Generally, most people who are excessively kind are fucking idiots.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, so
That one's easier.
Yeah, this one's easier.
Because it does, because of the 4%.
Yeah, it's less alcohol, so they were able to meld the alcohol and the flavoring.
It tastes like grape soda.
Yeah. I don't mind it. Not grape drink, but
Grape soda.
I don't mind it. You hear that 6ix9ine got a 10 million recording contract? Allegedly.
6ix9ine.
6ix9ine,
Takashi?
yeah.
Or Takashi, whatever. Cool, I
Yeah,
guess.
no.
I don't listen to him.
What do you feel that reflects about your second country society that people are like accepting him back into the fold? White people have ruined hip hop.
I don't care. I don't really care. I think he's Latino, I believe. So I mean, he's still POC technically, but I'd rather not think. I don't know.
Have you followed any of that story?
I follow the memes because they're fucking hilarious.
Nah, the story is crazy. So basically, it seems like he was never about the life.
About
They just the whole gang life thing, never really about it.
I mean, there's a lot of those though. Like, it's funny. Have you ever seen like those genius lyrics where the artists explain the lyrics?
Yeah.
I saw this recently. This one kid. He's just like, he's got all these like fucking hard ass lyrics. He's like, nah, I actually have never shot a gun in my life. He's talking about AK. It's like, nah, actually I don't own a gun. And then he's talking about like hoes and stuff. Like, nah, actually I got a girlfriend. Or something. Maybe he said something like, I love you, Tracy, or some shit. Like, you know. And it's just like, music.
Yes.
Music as like that echelon of music, where the music is, and I talk to this a lot with my bandmates.
He's in a band, guys. What's the name of your band? Plug your band.
Fourth Tribe.
What's the next band?
Panic at the Disco, but
Okay.
that's like a cover kind of hoppy band.
Okay. It doesn't matter. Plug
But
your shit.
plug them all. Panic at the Disco, Halloween show November 1st, and then Fourth Tribe, November 23rd. Beast show for now. But we'll figure it out as we go. So yeah, I was talking to my bandmates about it. And it's like, yeah, like pretty much what people who are not in music and are not, or even not in the entertainment business, like entertaining people, they don't know or understand that like the actual art of what you're doing is only like 20% of the actual workload. The actual workload is like the image, like fostering this image. You're like incubating this brand via all the media channels, whatnot, social media, everything, and that you're networking, and the marketing of music is basically that. Like, the hard image is what sells, at least in the States.
But the thing I never liked about him, like from day one, I was saying, this guy needs to be arrested or killed. For real. And the reason I felt that way so strongly about it was because he was stirring like real shit up that would have led to something real, people really being hurt, and probably not him at all. In the end, to find out that he was never really about that life, just he attached himself to people who were about the life. So it's exactly what I said. Like at the end of the day, no matter what had happened, he wouldn't be the one getting hurt, but people would get hurt over the shit he did, because he wasn't playing by street rules, and he was basically making it sound like he wasn't playing by street rules because he was a rebel. But he wasn't playing by street rules because he's not of the cloth. He's not. He doesn't know that. Exactly. He knows it, but he doesn't understand why they're important. He doesn't understand why they matter. But then there's a whole other theory actually that 6ix9ine was always a federal informant. Like from the do dig into it a little bit. The next time you come on the show, we'll
Damn it! Fuck! I don't want to know anything about the guy. But okay.
No.
Thank you for the homework.
It's crazy. I have a theory that all of this, people like that, started getting welcomed into the culture by Rick Ross. I have this kind of structured theory where Rick Ross, boss, and I love Rose. If for some reason you're watching this, you're not. I love you.
Dude, he's Miami Life. I can't not love Rick Ross.
But I think Ross not having the legitimacy to back, and I said this to someone, I'll tell you what year. I moved to Japan in 2012 for the first time. I would have been working at that TV station in 2009. So I said this to someone in 2009 that Rick Ross would be the future of rap. Because there's not a space for real gangsters anymore.
You know what?
It's difficult to live that life really still and be on camera and be...
What people don't understand, especially like people who are not in the entertainment business, is that these people have teams behind them. Like teams deciding what he's gonna wear, where he's gonna be, who he's gonna talk to, what kind of questions he's gonna get.
Yeah, but some of them still living wild. Some of them just never.
Yeah.
So some people were still like living wild, and they were.
But those are the ones that fall through the cracks because they don't have a plan. So you got perfect example of the big ones, right? Will Smith. Like Will Smith went the whole reason he did Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was because he went into like tax trouble because he wasn't being guided. He wasn't getting proper guidance. So what happened? I mean, mind you, he was one of the luckier ones because he didn't go really deep. But a lot of these dudes don't make it out. Either some stupid shit happens, like they get caught with an unregistered gun, they get caught with weed. Well, I mean now it's not so bad with weed, but drugs or whatever the fuck, and then they just end up like in this negative feedback.
In this time, but I think. If I'm talking about like when I was really young, and I haven't been into rap that long, but you always hear the news. Like at that time, it was really people who were really about it. When 50 Cent, it was 50 Cent's legitimacy and getting shot all that time. His music was good and he had image and all of that shit. But at that point in time, you needed to have legitimacy to talk about certain things.
Right. Well,
and then when Ross who people went out of their way, whether or not it's true or what, people went out of their way to change the persona, to change the public perception that Ross was fake and not about the life. But he was still able to prosper through that. I was like, oh, this is a shift. For sure, this is a shift in hip hop culture. And
honestly, I thought the shift came way earlier, because like the shift to me was, I mean, I don't know, it wasn't around the same time, but for me it was like when Kanye made it big, because Kanye made the nerd rapper like the thing.
But the thing was, Kanye wasn't pretending to be something he wasn't, though.
Right? No, okay. So there's like, for me, because like there's the art, right? Like the artist, like the one is like you're either that person or you create a persona.
Yeah.
Kanye doesn't create a persona. He's that guy. Right, and then you got Ross, which like I guess is a persona. You know, like,
and that's what I'm saying. But before Ross, who did we have? Like now we can count like almost every rapper is like every gangster rapper is a persona. But like,
I mean, some would say Tupac, because like, I mean he was like about the arts, and like he was like a little more high-minded.
And Biggie to some extent.
Yeah, Biggie too. They were intelligent as fuck, but like the persona that they had to keep alive was the, you know.
A lot of them start true. So what you're saying?
Like, it's always been there, because there's always somebody behind the scenes telling you what you need to do.
Yeah.
And then what you need to show, and that's the music industry. Period. Because it's the same thing with rock stars. You got like a rock star who, you know, he has a wife and family, but he's got to, you know, I'm out with my groupies getting drunk and drugged up every night.
You know who fucked that up? Who really pulled the whole curtain back on that shit? Black Sabbath.
Fucking
the right band. That's the right band. Yes. When they started showing him and his family,
Sharon. Honestly, I only saw like the highlights, but the highlights were
hilarious. That shit's hilarious. Yeah, but even in that time, like I feel like those things were still whispers. People legitimately believe that these men were gangsters.
But that's the thing, like that.
But that's the thing with Ross. Like the light was shined on. I think people accept, and they were like, you know what?
No,
the music's hot, and I'm rocking with it.
I think that people have become more, because of, you think about media now. It's all about like reality. Like everything's like behind the scenes with things like social media and stuff. You know, when you're following an artist and you see their stories, you're seeing behind the scenes stuff. You're seeing like all the planning. You see all the people that like glow up their image. Like, you know, you think about like an artist like Jay-Z, right? Back when he was starting out, he always had like his crew, right? But then slowly, the ones of his crew who had talent, and I'm not even talking artistic talent, just a talent in terms of like their work ethic, their ability, their skills. Those were the ones that remained, because they were wealth for Jay-Z. They created something, like, you know, whether it was being a marketing team or all the things that are not the romantic,
they were
useful to him. Everybody else just kind of fell by the wayside, and that's what it is. Like when you're talking about music and commercially, like I want to say commercially fabricated images and personas and branding, you need a team. Like, in order to get to that echelon, like, you don't do that by yourself.
And that's I feel like that's where the divide kind of happened. Like, the team needs to make it secure as possible that this is really you, whether that was you or that was not.
And even
people needed to believe it. And that's why I feel like Ross was the turning point where people didn't need to believe it anymore. A lot of these young boys out here, people don't believe that they're in the shit. And I feel like now, with the SoundCloud, tattoo on the face rappers, a lot of them are trying to go back to those days where they really want to be about that life. They want to keep the money and still be in the streets. And it's not working out. That's why so many of them getting killed. So many of them going to jail. Because we can't do it in this generation anymore.
It's oxymoronic, really. I mean, this doesn't make any sense. Like, yeah, like,
was a famous gangster?
Famous gangster. Like, or like, it's like, you know, yeah, like, you don't want to. If you're a gangster, you don't want to be known. You don't want people to know where you live. You don't want, you know, it's like the best way to get your comeuppance.
Just when I was talking Instagram, you didn't want your pictures taken. I quoted Jay-Z because I'm cool like that, guys. I'm cool like that. I quote Jay-Z sometimes. Cheers to the life.
Anybody, fuck that.
Drinks for you, Hova. Hove.
But but no, yeah, like that's one of the things that in the beginning it would frustrate me a lot, especially when I had like my waves of music where, like, I grew up in my home. I was always defending hip hop to my father, because my father he was an old cat. Like, he liked the classic genres, you know, like funk, R&B, jazz, disco, fucking hard rock, like classic rock. You know, I grew up in a household where, like, in one day, you'd hear the Beatles, Celia Cruz, or, like...
What's Celia Cruz sing?
Celia Cruz is like...
Spanish sheet. Give me some Spanish
salsa. Oh, azúcar. I don't know, like...
Give me a line. Give me a... You got a voice. He has a voice.
Wait, no, actually, no, wait. Celia... I don't know a lot of
I'm
Celia
ready
Cruz
for it.
songs.
Give me a 2 lines.
Let me save it up. Damn, you're putting me on the spot now.
I keep singing Bidi Bidi Bam Bam, and I know that's not. I know that's Selena.
No, that's Selena.
Yeah, I know. That's why. That's why I don't want to say anything.
She said, "I still got it." I mean, I only know that her catchphrase. No, okay, look. There's a song. It's not Celia Cruz, but stop it! You're distracting me. You're not helping.
I was trying to create a Latino mood.
Well, no, but like, yeah, there's like songs, like, you know, my house grew up like merengue, bachata, like the stuff from my island. Then the contemporary stuff from the States that made it to the island, because this is the stuff my dad grew up with, like, you know, disco, funk. He loved bands like Chicago, Led Zeppelin, and Black Sabbath, but also listened to like Parliament, Earth, Wind and Fire.
I kind of envy people who had that though. Like, for some reason, like, my mom was never like a tech person, so she never really played her music on anything.
Okay.
And then, like, I think for all of my life, my mom has been super Christian. She is, but I feel like because of that, any music she turned to was Christian music. And then my dad was very talk radio. So my dad's a musician. He plays a steel pan. He's amazing at it.
Word.
But also, he never really introduced me to so much music when I was younger, in terms of things that he liked from when he was younger. He'd do a lot of talk radio on weekends. He'd probably play like steel pan or like soca, like stuff from, but once again, that'd be what was on the radio. If he was playing a CD, it would usually just be something like really steel pan or something really jazzy, something really out there. It would never be like what was the mainstream music that he was into at that time when he was younger. So I didn't have that connection with the music. The only person I got it from was my sister, which was like R&B. A lot of R&B from the 1990s and stuff. So any of those music you play, I can sing it, and it's just registered in my mind. Same for like growing up in like the hood where I grew up, like in the we guys call projects, we call buildings. And you know, in those places people don't have respect for people's personal space. So if they want to listen to music, everyone needs to hear it.
Everyone's listening to it.
It got to this point that when I was like 15 or something, I'd moved out of that place when I was 12. And I didn't like listen to like reggae or dancehall or anything. But my friend, as a joke, bought a best of Buju CD. Yeah, he bought a best of Buju CD, and he was playing it in his car when he was driving. And I realized I could sing every song on the CD from top to bottom.
It's just ingrained. Yeah. That's how it is with me and Latin music for sure. And I hate saying just Latin music because it's just like it's a big umbrella.
It's a huge umbrella.
And also, but like Caribbean music in general. Like, and my father also played like African music in the house.
Yeah,
like, my father had a lot of influences, and I actually, looking back at it, I see it as a blessing for me because it just diversified me. So like back to like what I was saying, like growing up, I had that music ingrained in me. Everything from like Spanish rock to Spanish ballads to merengue, bachata, salsa, soca, dancehall. That was what I grew up with, and then on top of that, like the stuff that he listened to in the disco clubs when he was growing up as a, like, I guess like a university or something.
Right, and then I'm jealous. I'm jealous of that.
But then, like the music that I grew up with, like, you know, in Miami, we had like Miami Booty Bass, Uncle Luke, Uncle Al, Two Live Crew. Then we had like what was popular in mainstream hip hop, everything from like Bone Thugs and Harmony, Tupac, Biggie, all that. And that's I grew up with that. That's the passive music. That's the music that it's ingrained in the back of my mind. But I never went out.
Passive music. Passive music.
Yeah.
I like that.
I never went out and bought those albums. I just knew the music. The one, like, when I went out and actually started buying hip hop albums was in college, when I got into what people call conscious rap, like, you know, people like Mos Def. Common,
Kanye was my first. Kanye was my first. Like the first.
Okay.
So like people around me didn't really listen to rap that much. They were listening to like dancehall and reggae. And then I went to a school with a bunch of affluent kids and not really kids from that background. So they were all listening to a bunch of like alternative rock and pop. And I got really into Evanescence. Into Evanescence. I still love me some Emily. I love you, boo. Emily forever. I love you, boo.
I think they're coming out with a new album soon, or new tour.
I'm over it now.
Okay,
I'm
good,
over
good,
it
good,
now,
good.
But then I heard one Kanye song. It was I can't even remember what song it was. Probably off a graduation. I heard one Kanye song, and I think my first album was College Dropout. And then after that, I went backwards, and it was Kanye. Like really late on, I got into Jay-Z. Like when I was in university. Like my introduction to hip hop. That's why I don't ever try to claim to be a hip hop head. I listen to a lot, majority hip hop now. But it was Kanye that most of the artists that I listen to now. It started at Kanye, and it started like popping back from
for
there.
me, in terms of like, because I listen to it with, I want to say for the most part, I listen to music with like a different ear than like the regular person, right? I don't pay attention so much to lyrics. Usually the hooks will stick in, but I don't really look for like meaning in lyrics. For me, it's just like the beat. Like if it grabs me, then I'll tangentially, I want to sing along to the song because I like it. I'll learn the lyrics, but to me, that's not like the focal point. But it wasn't until Mos Def, Talib Kweli, Common, like that camp of conscious hip hop, like
Okay.
yo, you're saying shit that like you're speaking truth, like, you know. And I found out about Kanye. It's funny because like I heard I used to follow Mos Def so much, and he did
because the people you're listing were all kind of like
that same.
Because that's why I heard Talib the first time. Talib lyrics stick to my rib. I mean, that's my favorite CD that I play on my crib. Yeah.
So the around that time, Mos Def had a show on HBO called Def Jam Poetry. So they had like poetry slams and stuff. I think it went for like 2 seasons, and I was like on that shit. Like I watched it every night it was on. I forget.
Nerdy Fernando.
Yeah, no. I was like, dude, that was my shit. My one Christmas, my mom or my sister bought me like the DVDs of the season.
Oh, shit.
So I was in it, and then Kanye comes out and performs "All Falls Down" as a poem, and later I knew the poem. Later I hear the song on the radio. I'm like, wait a minute, I know these lyrics. Like I've heard this before, and then I start comparing them. Wait, this motherfucker Kanye. Like I didn't know he was a person like in the music business. I thought he was just a poet, and it came out really well. If you see
a lot of his old stuff, even I would admit, I would argue that some of his new stuff could still work as a lot more abstract, but still work as something.
I mean, people have like definitely like you're either one side of the fence or the other with Kanye. I feel like Kanye's playing a bigger game. I'm hoping that he's playing like a bigger game.
I have taken my hopes off of him, but I still love him like a family member. That's on some fuck shit, and I gotta give him his space.
Right.
He's
But I'm
never gonna stop loving him because that's family. That's just the way I feel about it.
I feel you.
Speaking about the way I feel about things, I feel like it's time for another drink.
You're drinking them really fast.
Next, we have
I'm hot
Strong
now.
Zeros.
But I'm not taking off the hoodie.
Double orange. Double orange flavor. It's not one orange, but I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Oh, dude, another 9%. So wait, you basically used the 4% as a lull.
It was lube, actually, more than lull.
Says our inebriated producer.
Our producer had it, and
if
clearly,
the camera is shaking, you know whose fault it is.
And that's how we know it's a good drink. But next we're moving into so we're gonna leave because we're getting, once we get to Kanye, finish that off. Once we get to Kanye, it's time to kind of shift gears because I get really emotional about Ye, and he's upsetting me at times, but I still love him. So I try to not get too deep into Kanye things very often.
Upsetting uncle.
Not even uncle, just brother who keeps fucking it up. But yeah, so we can move into something more fun, which is we've done the drinks.
There's that chemical flavor.
That we know.
9%.
9%. That was a cool clink break. We've done the drinks, but now we're gonna do food, and I've prepared something special just for Fernando. I think he's gonna love this one. I need my cutting board.
Wait, you still use plastic cutting boards, fam? That's not good.
What? Why?
That's not good. Because like the little microparticles. Yeah.
I have two. I just cut so many things that I need 2 cutting boards, and this was a cheaper one. I don't have enough space. That's good. Okay, just
keep it wood, home.
Let's not. Oh, both of them are plastic, actually.
What you doing with your life, man?
Here's the problem, though. My apartment gets really fucking humid, and I know a wood cutting board would mold up super quickly because I have nowhere to put it but behind my sink, so I know it would mold up. So just for Fernando, we have procured a potato salad sandwich, and we want to know his thoughts.
Actually, I'm not so scared of this one.
You're not?
No, because you know what I had recently? I had a And I literally went.
disgusting.
No, I literally went in with like the highest of faith. I had one, and it was from fucking 7-Eleven as well. I had a mushroom sandwich one.
Oh, the mushroom thing, the one with the cheese and thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no, that's fire.
Nah, dude, I wasn't about it. Like I wasn't about it.
You don't like it?
No, like
I fucks with that.
I fucks with mushrooms, but like I realized that I fucks with mushrooms after they just recently cooked.
Nah,
like,
I
still
fucks with
warm.
that thing heavy. So let's dig into this potato
I
salad.
feel like it's gonna be fine.
I don't think so. It looks like all mayonnaise. Potato salad, France.
Yeah.
I guess they mean French bread.
Yeah, French bread. Cheers.
That's nasty.
You just don't like potato salad.
This is not good potato salad.
I mean, no, it's not the best potato salad.
You have potato salad with egg in it? That's a real shit. That's good potato salad.
Have you had the potato salad from Bistro?
No, I haven't. I haven't been to Bistro that many times.
Go and have his potato salad. Not just because, he has a lot of overstock right now, but go and have his potato salad. It's just fire.
You keep saying Bistro. Give the full name of the place and plug it.
Bistro New Orleans. We're plugging it in.
Where is it?
It's in,
Are you doing gang signs in front of the camera? Listen, stop drinking, please.
Is it Kita Hori or Minami Hori?
Kita, I don't know. I don't know why I'm jumping into answer like I know the place.
I'm very professional.
It's in Hori. I just don't know which one, the north or the south. But Bistro New Orleans is probably the only true New Orleans restaurant that you'll find in Osaka, most likely.
Or in Japan, maybe.
No, I think there's probably some New Orleans restaurants in Tokyo.
We've also gotten some cheese dak galbi, which is Korean. I know you forgot about that because you're drunk. You don't know anything right now. Which is Korean influenced. Well, Korean food, not even Korean influenced.
I feel alcoholics are going to be personally attacked.
But it's microwavable.
These are personal attacks.
It's microwavable of food, so it's probably gonna suck as well.
It's funny because this tastes like Sunkist.
But you guys are in my
kitchen.
kitchen.
But it's alcoholic.
So, that was a little bit of cheese. I stirred it once and the cheese all
disappeared.
Grab your chopsticks.
Oh my god.
What kind of meat is this?
Is
what
it
kind
meat?
of meat is that galbi?
It's meat.
Maybe chicken? I don't
It
know.
looks like chicken.
I'm too tired. I think it's chicken.
Is it chicken?
Yeah.
It is chicken. Yeah. It's good though.
Oh, puppy. No. It's Korean.
I dig it. You're like covering all the bases. Like you got comedy, you got current events, and then we got food
comments.
and
Yeah.
alcohol. Like fucking.
I'm not drinking alone, man.
I'm not. I refuse.
I'm gonna tell you what. When I drink alone, I have a lot of fun. So I gotta bring people into this world. Usually, I just take off. The only thing I can't do is take off my pants. Usually, my pants are off. I'm having something.
When you're with people.
No, when I'm by myself. Usually, when I'm by myself, I don't like wearing pants in my house. I feel like it feels like.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It's
That's what I'm saying.
slavery.
So when you're with people, you can't take off your pants.
Yeah. But usually when I'm by myself, this is what drinking by myself is like. So I was like, I just share the wealth. Like I have something nice to eat, something pretty unhealthy but tasty. I'm usually watching like some comedy show. And I just, enjoy life, and I'm just welcoming you guys into it, and I'm welcoming Fernando into it, and I think he had a good time. We're gonna polish off these drinks off cameras because he has no choice but to drink them because I bought them. Fernando, do you have anything to plug before we get off?
Let's see. Not specifically.
Where are you? I know you're not trying to plug your DJing too much, but Fernando also DJs. Where are you DJing anytime soon?
I DJ next Friday at. But I mean, how quickly are you posting this video?
Just plug your
okay, I DJ regularly at a bar in Kobe called International Bar 1134. Pretty easy to find. Google
good.
it. I also organize events for another bar that's very near that bar it's a bar restaurant called The Castle. I'll plug Night Riders. So like,
you have an event coming up, right?
Event coming up November 2nd. It's gonna be a Halloween costume party called. The event is a recurring event called Night Riders. Night Riders of the Castle, as in nights.
November 2nd?
As in nights.
You look real drunk.
Yeah!
Can we get the date?
Let's joust!
Shut up, boy.
Okay.
November. Ooh, that sounded real slave masters.
That was B-O-I right there, boy. Listen here, boy.
November 2nd, right?
Yeah.
So November 2nd.
November 2nd, Saturday. I believe we're going to start like a 7 cover. The cover, I haven't decided yet.
Well, that's alright. We don't need people to show you see your indecision. Just plug the event and stop. I'm an indecisive
person. It'll be worth it. That I do ensure.
I will be at RR Comedy this Friday and this Saturday. Most likely I'll be hosting on Saturday and doing a set on Friday. That might switch up. RR Comedy in Namba, Osaka. Oh, she's in Saibashi or Namba. I don't know.
That you're right in the cusp.
Yeah, you are.
I'm in the cusp. That's where I like to be, in the cusp.
The cusp.
Ladies, find me in the cusp. Yeah.
You know where you can find me? In the cusp.
So yeah, I'll be there, and for anyone who will be watching this from Tokyo, I think maybe in November, I might come up to Tokyo to do some shows. So if there's anything going on, you can hit me and let me know, maybe in the comments, so this wherever we post it. All right.
So wait, a question. How often is this video, like this series, gonna go?
We're gonna try. Me and the producer need to discuss that, and this is not a good time to ask it on camera.
This is the perfect time to fucking ask it on camera. We need this kind of pressure to get things done in life.
Who I can't get to stop speaking because I've given him too much alcohol. Thanks for joining
I am the
us.
whip.
We'll be
I
back
am the
soon.
whip.
Say bye.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye. Bye.